What's up, Closer Nation? It's your boy, Hardcore Closer, and you know what time it is? Maybe you don't know what time it is, but it's story time with Stewman. See, a lot of people look at my life today, and they think, man, I see old Stewman up in a private jet every other day, it seems like. This cat's just all over the place, standing on stages, doing all this. But let me tell you about the second time that I took a private jet somewhere. This story is fucking hilarious. Now, it was not funny at all back then. So the first time I took a private jet, I'm telling you about the second time, but I got to preface it with the first time. I went to the Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting. So I took it from Dallas to Nebraska. That was the Dalaska Express that day, right? But Dallas to Nebraska, and it was a King Air, so it was a prop plane. Had a good time. It's like a 2-hour flight. Cool, you know. This person sees me on Facebook take this private jet to the Berkshire Hathaway meeting and hits me up and says, hey, if you like private aviation, I can fly you from Florida to the Bahamas and get you a free hotel space to where you can have a mastermind for the day beachside in the Bahamas if you'd like to do it. It's 20 grand or some shit. And I'm like, 20 grand? And he's like, yeah, that includes the jet. It cost me like 20 grand to get to Nebraska and back in the jet that I chartered. So I'm like, shit, to go to Florida to the Bahamas and that include a hotel room. Hell, it cost 20 grand to get a hotel room. You know what I mean? This guy had a deal with sandals in the Bahamas, like the resort sandals. And he had a buddy with a jet, right? And so he was working on getting his pilot license so he could fly his extra time. He was basically getting paid to get his extra time. It was pretty smart on his end, right? He wasn't honest about that, which is why I don't do business with him anymore. But had he been upfront about all that, it would have been different. But anyway, regardless, I take the fella up on his offer, okay? I'm sorry. I just now realized this story would be the third time that I took a private jet, but still makes this particular time very important. So we go over to the Bahamas. And we mastermind for the day. It's a beautiful resort. All things go amazing. I sold 5 or 6 spots at like $5,000 a piece, some shit like that, maybe $10,000, whatever the fuck it was. We flew there, and at the end of the day, we come back to Tampa, where we took off from in Florida, and then I paid extra money to take that same jet down to Miami because I had an event down there, and then I flew commercial home, okay? It went perfect. Like the whole thing went off without a hitch. It was awesome. And so I thought, like what any good business person would do is I'm going to throw another Mile High mastermind. I'm going to throw more people. I'm going to go back to this guy for 20 grand and I'm going to rent the jet from him and get the hotel room again for him. And we're going to have another mastermind on the beach. So I set it up 45 days later. I got my man Thomas Keenan. Some of y'all know him. He's the first person to sign up for the trip, pays us 5, 10 grand, whatever it was. I don't remember. This is years ago. That guy, so I'm not going to name the names of everybody on the jet, but it was one particular person besides Thomas, Mark Jennison, that's on the jet with me, which makes this whole thing hilarious, right? More on that in a minute. So second time, no problem. Third time, we get to Tampa. And when I get to Tampa, this guy named Dan Henry wants to check out, like he's thinking about maybe doing the same thing. So he comes by and checks everything out. And we talk for a couple minutes and that's cool. And he stays and we go to the Bahamas. Well, on that trip, a dear friend of mine named Ron Sell, I guess I am eventually going to name everybody on this jet. So it was Andrew Ammons, Ron Sell, Thomas Keenan, and Mark Jennison, and myself on this jet, right? A little smaller Citation jet. A nice jet, but smaller Citation than like what you usually see me on these days. And so we go to the Bahamas, and when we get to the Bahamas, Ron says this. He says, you know, man, I think I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to go check in at the front desk and get a room, and I'm just going to stay here in the fucking, this is a kick-ass resort. I'm just going to stay. And Ron got like fuck you money, so he could do whatever the hell he wants. You know what I'm saying? Ron's still a dear friend and client and has gone on 3 or 4. He was just with us on a private jet the other day. Remember to Vegas. And so anyway, so we're like, I don't think nothing of it. I'm like, cool. Ron stays there in the Bahamas. He calls his, then it was his girlfriend, but now his beautiful wife, Jennifer, and she goes and meets him there in the Bahamas, and they're just going to stay for a couple extra days, right? Well, I don't tell the pilots or anything like this. I'm just like, I don't know how any of this shit works. I just know that Ron's going to stay at the Bahamas for the night. So we all go do our thing for the day, load back up. Everybody comes back to to Tampa. We get to the airport, we land, right? And I've been to this airport before in this jet. I've been through this scenario, so I know what to expect. It's familiar territory, or so I thought. But what happens, this is where it takes a big turn, is we pull up the runway, and I noticed the little shack where we went through customs last time is lit up like fucking the 4th of July. And I noticed that there's the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Defense, the ATF, the Customs and Border Patrol, and the FBI. Like, there's fucking 20 people standing in front of this building with fucking dogs and shit like that. And we're in Florida. Coming, I'm like, damn, somebody done fucked up. Man, that's crazy. Fucking look at all the cops and security and shit. I mean, this shit looked like the fucking A-team assembled in front of this building, right? And as we get closer, the realization sinks in. Fuck, they're here for us. What the fuck? And so as we get closer, I notice they start moving closer towards us, and I'm like, oh shit. Again, I just went through this. We left the country. We came back to the country. Nobody searched us. Nobody nothing. The guy at the Border Patrol asked us for our IDs. We showed him our IDs. He goes, all right, has a good night. That's it, right? No big deal. It's fucking cool. Yeah, not this time. Shit. This time, the Department of Homeland Security, everybody standing out front. We pull up the jet. Like it's a semi-truck or something, right? But we got the air brakes on. We stopped this mother. They ain't got air brakes, it's a joke. We stopped this motherfucker, and these guys just like head one dude. He's got like the fucking, I never even knew that there was something called, I think it was DHI, Department of Homeland Intelligence. I never even knew the shit existed, right? No, HHI, Homeland Security, HSI, that's what it was, Homeland Security Intelligence or some shit like that. Some fucking 3-letter acronym I never even heard of. And I pay pretty close attention to that shit, right? So, but I got nothing to worry about. I'm not carrying any drugs or anything, but I don't know about my guests. I mean, they're all nice people and they're business owners and shit, but fuck, business people sometimes like to sniff a little blow on the weekends, maybe in the Bahamas. Hell, I don't know. I'm not judgmental. I don't think anybody's on drugs, but I don't fucking know. We're about to find out, though. We about to find out. So we get there, pull the plane up. Right in front of the building, the dude with the fucking HSI, bulletproof vest, and a fucking German Shepard pulls up on us. And it's very racist for me to assume that it was German, with a shepherd dog and with brown fur, and pulls up into the airplane. And I'm thinking maybe this is just some shit they do in Florida. We just got lucky last time, right? And here's what's going on in my mind. Please don't let him ask for me. 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 Which one of you guys is Ryan Stewman? Fuck! Fuck! That's me. That's me, goddamn. It's fucking me! Right? So, after my little Tourette's-like spell there, I fucking walk out of the airplane and follow these guys, okay? Now, it's very important that you understand some of the following racial and social dynamics that are going on inside this airplane, okay? I am a white male. So is everybody else on this airplane, jet rather, except for 2 people. There is a white Caucasian female, and there is a Hispanic gentleman, okay? The Hispanic gentleman owns the airplane, okay? I keep calling it an airplane, but it's a jet. The Hispanic gentleman owns the jet. He is the owner. I don't know this. I think the guy that pitched me on the 20,000 mastermind owns the jet, and that the Hispanic dude is his co-pilot. Turns out my guy bullshitted me, and he's the co-pilot, and the Hispanic guy is the jet owner, which makes no fucking difference to me, except for when they ask me who owns the fucking jet, I assume it's the old white guy, because that's what I didn't assume. My intelligence informed me that it was the old white guy, where I had bad intelligence because it was clearly the Hispanic guy, which is where the fucking problem starts. Okay? So, which one of you guys is Ryan Stewman? Fuck! They lead me out, follow me into, they put me in a little fucking room, right? And put me in this room. There's still pictures on Facebook. You can go and look at this shit. There's pictures of me in that room on Facebook, okay? But so check this out. So they put me in this room, and this guy, he's asking me some serious questions. This is the first thing he said. Now listen, I'm not stupid. I know it's $20,000, $30,000 to charter a jet from here in Tampa to the Bahamas and back on the same day. Here's what the problem is with you, right? You're a convicted felon. you're a gun runner, you have a sniper on your jet, a registered United States government sniper. I'm like, who the fuck is the sniper? He's like, it's we're like, what? The fucking, oh shit, I had no idea. No fucking idea, right? Like, holy shit, beep that out. Like, did I say her name? Yeah, beep her name out through this game. Like, oh shit, for real? Fuck, that's crazy. He goes, then you have another person on your jet that's licensed to manufacture and own automatic weapons. And I'm like, no shit, who? He tells me the name. Fuck, right? Then he says, everybody on the jet but you and the other person that is a felon. The only other person that is a felon, Mark Jennison, who's very upfront about that. Everybody else has a gun license except for me and fucking Mark. And the only person that doesn't have a gun license or a fucking government fucking sniper shit or a felony is Ron Sell, and that motherfucker's not in the jet. They think we killed Ron. They think we went to their intelligence. This is what he's telling me. He goes, I'm not accusing you of anything, but I'm looking at the fuck computer screen here and everybody's record with you going to the Bahamas just a month before, and now it looks like you're making another gun run over there. Something must have went wrong with Ron because he's not on the fucking jet back with you, and he's the only guy that's not licensed to own some kind of weird exotic weapon or a convicted felon, and he's no longer in the equation. And I'm sitting here trying to, holy shit, I'm sitting here trying to explain. Now, Ron's there. I got his number. I'm trying to call Ron. Ron ain't answering the fucking phone. Of course I explain. Fucking his old lady in the hotel room. He doesn't know we're getting fucking pulled over by the Border Patrol. Like, fuck. So I can't get a hold of Ron. This guy's fucking, oh man, he's like giving me the right. I think I'm going to fucking jail. I think I'm going to fucking jail. Right? For some shit I didn't even do. I'm just fucking going to jail. Plus, I've got PTSD from going to jail so many damn times, right? So, they're searching everybody's shit. One cop pulls fucking, again, beep her shit out. One guy pulls fucking underwear up and smelling it, right? Like, one of the other dudes took a picture. He's like, dude, this cop smelling the lady's underwear. I mean, you know, shit. That's fucking weird in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, dude. You know we're all watching you, officer. Anyway, then he pulls fucking, like, some candy out of my bag, and he's like, what kind of candy is this? And I knew exactly what kind of candy it was. And he goes, is it energy candy? I was like, yeah, it's exactly what it is. But I knew, as well as you know, that if he'd have ate that, he would have had a serious lack of fucking energy. But he just put it back in the bag. I've been shitting myself. Like, I'm like, holy fuck, right? I don't even know where that candy came from. Probably left over from fucking California, which is where I was 2 days before. So I'm like, holy shit, right? I'm sweating bullets. He goes, searches everybody, brings them back in the room. I'm sitting in the front, pacing. I got to still get on this same jet and go to Miami. I got Mark Jennison and I have an appointment in Miami the next morning, and we've already paid and chartered this jet another 17 grand to go to Miami the next day, right? So like, I got it, like, shit, they're really holding up. I got dinner plans that night with Fleischman in Miami. Like, it's a whole fucking thing, right? We're getting fucking right. No, it wasn't Fleischman. It was, yes, it was Fleischman. We get this whole fucking thing going on, and I'm supposed to go down there and have dinner with Dan. And this is when, you know, I didn't know Dan that well. This is years ago. I'm trying to build a relationship with the guy and shit like that. So it's like, anyway, the Hispanic guy, this is the important part of the story. He doesn't know me because I'm working with the old white guy, right, that I think owns the jet. And so when the HSI guy says, who owns the jet? I say the old white guy. And he starts looking at me, he goes, but you chartered the jet, right? Yeah, I chartered, paid for it, ran it through my company, everything totally legal. You can look. You said you can see my bank statements. It's all right there. And he says, no, he does not own the jet. Well, fuck me, I thought he did. But he didn't say the Hispanic dude owned the jet. He just told me that the white guy did not own the jet. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't know how all this shit works. I'm new. It's the third time on a jet, right? Meanwhile, I don't see this, but all of us whiteys are corralled in here and they're searching us. But the guy that was an asshole to me is now the only other person he talked to, and he's the head guy, is the Hispanic dude. Now, I'm thinking that he's in there because he's just a pilot and he's checking them out. The Hispanic dude has no idea that I'm with the sniper, a machine gun manufacturer. Neither did I, clearly, and two felons, right? So he just thinks that the fucking Department of Homeland Security guy is just fucking racist. Oh, you singling me out because I'm Mexican? Or maybe he wasn't Mexican, he was Puerto Rican, whatever, right? You single me out because I'm Hispanic? He's like, Well, no, singling you out because blah blah. What you think? I'm a felon because I'm Hispanic? Hispanic guy can't own a plane, and he is fucking livid pissed. Think these cops are being racist. I mean, over the top, yelling at him, "Screw you, fucking racist pieces of shit!" And I'm over here like, bro, I got energy candy. You got to keep it fucking down, right? Like, what the fuck? And I'm worried about going to jail. This motherfucker is cussing at him, yelling at him, and all this shit. And it's causing a big fucking stir. They're putting the fucking drug dogs on the plane. They're in the front yelling at them. I'll never forget this. They're in the front yelling back and forth. And the cop goes, take the nose of the plane up. He goes, if you take the fucking nose of the fucking plane up, I'm going to charge your fucking pig ass $70,000. And I went, God damn, this dude's yelling at the fucking feds. We're all going to fucking jail. Fuck. A couple minutes later, all of our bags are packed up. And we're just sitting there waiting. And they said, come outside, bring your bags. They bring this drug dog by to sniff our bags one more time. Thank God I didn't do nothing on mine. Then they bring it on the jet. And then the Hispanic owner of the jet is yelling at that fucking dog shits in my fucking plane. It's like, sucking shit in the plane. Get that fucking dog. No animals on my plane. Like these fucking living. But nothing happens. But the cops want something to happen. It's almost as if they're like poking the dog with a stick trying to get it to make a, come on, bark, goddammit. Bark, there's drugs in here. But there's not. There's no guns, no drugs. Now, in retrospect, I realized the dog was not looking for drugs. The dog was looking for guns. It's a gun and money sniffing dog. That's what the Border Patrol typically has. But anyway, it was not looking for drugs. It was looking for guns, gunpowder and money. And so, because they thought we were running guns. And so, the dog never makes a noise. Nobody's got a gun. Nobody's carrying a concealed weapon or none of that shit. Nothing, right? So they're trying to make it make noise. We're all just standing around. And finally the pilot goes, man, fuck this shit. You ain't got a warrant. You ain't got a reason to arrest us. We're getting the fuck out of here. Come on, guys. And I'm like, what you mean? What you mean? Come on, guys. Get in the fucking jet. They can't do shit. I'm a felon. I don't take risks like that. This guy, he's obviously got a clean record, owns a jet. He's a fucking outstanding citizen. He thinks they're being fucking racist still. I haven't had the time to explain to him that we're all fucking criminals and gun holders and shit, right? He's fucking still living. This motherfucker cranks the jet. I don't know how you fucking crank it, but the cops are still sitting out front trying to talk to him. He's like, fuck you, get a fucking warrant. And I'm like, I just kind of mosey up the stairs. Like, if they're not going to say nothing to me, I got in the fucking jet too, right? And Mark was still going with me down to Miami. It's fucking 10 o'clock at night at this point, maybe 11 o'clock at night. And he just walks up the steps and we sit in the back and we're like, fuck, man, are they going to let us go? And the dude just pulls the fucking door, grabs the old white guy, that fucking hops in the front deal, and just takes off fucking down the, runway and taxis over to the fucking runway, hops up fucking, boom, back up in the fucking air. I am sure to God this dude just fucking bolted on the cops. Now we're fugitives. Fuck us. God damn it. Takes 25 minutes in a jet to get from Tampa, or wherever we were, it was some suburb of Tampa, to Fort Lauderdale. Get there pretty fucking quick. So we don't have very long to figure out what the fuck we're going to do when we hit the ground. Me and Mark are trying to figure, what are we going to do if they try to arrest us in Miami? It's probably worse than fucking Tampa. Shit, man, we're going to be down here caught up fucking forever. We need to fucking do anything. How the fuck are we in this situation? We get there, we land in Tampa, we look out front, and there's a giant black Uber, and I just hopped in that motherfucker and never went back to that fucking guy or that airport or that fucking charter service ever again. I went to my fucking event in that black Uber and never looked back. But I swear to God, I have never been so fucking nervous in my entire life as a innocent, non-crime committing, outstanding, integrity-driven citizen. I thought my ass was going back to jail for life for no fucking reason. I had never seen that many fucking three-letter acronyms ever again. But see, now I understand the game. Now I understand what they were doing. I'm not scared of what they were doing and what they were looking for. But boy, it was fucking scary at the time. So anyway, that's why I got a dry lease on my own jet now. I don't have to worry about that kind of shady shit. So thought you'd enjoy that. If you enjoyed it, share it with somebody. This was obviously no educational or intellectual content at all, but that doesn't mean the rest of our shows aren't. Oftentimes we have awesome guests on here and we talk about topics that make you money and things that are making shit happen. Today just happened to be story time, so don't let this interfere with the main mission of this podcast, which is to help you extract greatness from yourself. So make sure you check out other episodes and make sure you follow me on Instagram at Hardcore Closer. Later.